Hello and welcome back to Dial H for Heroclix. I'm your host, Calder and Ian. This episode, we have some Gencon news, we have some Champion Clix news, and we have some San Diego Comic-Con news. This is episode 526. Howdy, howdy, let's get rowdy.
So if you're looking for emotional satisfaction, my advice to you is seek professional
Heroclix,
help.
I'm here to take back what's mine. You may try, but you know how we set things here. Instant deadpan humor.
Over six people think I am funny.
I'm your captain.
That was just you in a costume.
You absolute fools.
Simeon will be able to make that out.
That's cool because it's expensive. I'm gonna make Heroclix like that forever.
Are you kidding? Wow. Dial H for Heroclix is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock every day, including all the latest Heroclix singles and sealed products. Make sure you check them out at CoolStuffInc.com using code DIAL5, DIAL5, for 5% off your Cool Stuff Inc. order. Or if you want to buy Heroclix straight from the source, you go to shop.whizkids.com using code DIALH10, DIALH10, for 10% off your Heroclix order over there. Not valid on pre-orders and other specialty items. Joining me in the studio is Ian Eggleston. What's going on, Ian?
What's going? Another
going?
night recording. Week 2. Getting into it, getting the flow of things. It's good to be a regular, but yeah, it still just feels kind of weird.
That's fair.
That's
No,
okay,
it's totally
though.
fair.
It's fun. How are you?
I'm doing well. I had a great day today, Got a little bit of sun. Got a few LDs in me. I'm feeling great. What's Liquid Death.
Liquid Death,
Yeah,
baby.
Liquid Death.
We're
But
a
Ian,
Liquid Death content house.
it's a
now.
Liquid Death content house. It's
Get on the wave or get lost. in it,
pretty much, yeah. You're either with us or against us, man.
Or you're in my way.
Or you're, wow.
In the words of
Really?
Gucci Mane.
Jeez.
You're either with me or against me or you're in my way.
In my way. Wow. Don't want to get run over. Stampede of Liquid Death coming out of this house to anybody that's not drinking it. Ian, what made you happy this last week?
Oh man, it was a solid week. Honestly, just getting to hang out, finally play some Heroclix.
What a bizarre concept.
I know.
What a crazy
I
idea.
suppose I should fill the listeners in. I went through like a bit of a recession on like actually playing Heroclix. I don't know what happened. I kind of fell into a funk where I don't know. I just didn't have like the urge to play. It's weird though because when you're doing it in the way that we do, where you have all these different angles, Heroclix still like preoccupies like so much of my mental space.
Yeah.
That sometimes like playing isn't exactly like what gets the fix for me. Sometimes it's building teams. Like sometimes, you've seen it. Sometimes I obsess over building teams with like this, that, and the other.
It's good seeing the engine just go, though.
Oh,
it's like
yeah,
a pull
it's
start
so
lawnmower. Just
all right. Wolf of Wall Street,
Yeah.
just ripping. But yeah, no, it was really fun. We got to play with the Masters of Time stuff that WizKids sent
That
to
rocks.
us. Some highlights from that really... I was really happy to play Batman. I was sad we only had 2. And I was also sad that, like, both times he died, he took, like, 6 damage and he's gone.
yeah.
Like, I got crit by Luke, and then I think
Anthro
you knocked me off of a building
hitting
for
blades,
6, and
knocking
I was
you
like-
off. Yeah, that rocked.
Then the knockback killed me. I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
well, great.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Anthro kind of balled out. It was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Shout out Ethan Briggs.
Yeah.
You are Anthro, Ethan. If you haven't heard that yet, because he hasn't messaged me about it. We mentioned in the videos.
We did, yeah.
Either way, Green Arrow was also a lot of fun.
He
Green Arrow
rocked.
is sick.
I really like him a lot.
Yeah, and in the format we were playing, we were all just building with like Masters of Time and some Deadpool stuff. Just playing very casually. Calder played like an all caveman team, and yeah, Caveman Flash
He's gnarly.
he's crazy.
That 10 attack will get you, though, and you don't build for it,
gosh.
but he is so insane.
Yeah. I also forget how annoying Hyper Time team is.
Yeah.
It's, honestly good to have back, like having more team ability, especially like older ones we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
It's cool, but man, is that team ability strong. I think it's going to take a moment for people to get used to that, because I certainly
think
wasn't
so.
thinking about it at any point.
But now we're in a new era where people are going to be like, now that there's meta-relevant stuff, especially, they're like, okay, hyper time, I got to roll for it. Ah, shoot.
Oh, sure.
Like people will start getting it like within their head that they need to roll for hyper time when it just starts becoming a thing, Even for random effects that only one character had, people like, I won't say quickly, but they were like, okay, yep, roll for Destroyer, all that stuff. They would eventually start, it would start becoming
Destroyer is,
automatic.
like, never. I had never...
A lot of people forgot about it.
I still played games, like, even, like, towards the end of his lifespan, where I was like, you care if I roll for my Destroyer 6 times? You mind if I roll my Destroyer?
Jeez.
But yeah, I going on hyper time for just a moment. Oh, this is such a tangent. We'll get back to what made me happy in a second here. Positioning hyper time in like a zigzag where it's like you have to base this one and then potentially this one and then potentially this one to get next to my team. I think if there are enough good low cost hyper time figures, which I'm of the belief that there's enough for this to be impactful.
Yeah.
On like a map that's already clogged up, there's potential to like hyper time and barrier and just make it really hard to engage on your team. So for people worried about short maps making it so, oh, I lost map, I lose. That's just not right. But also like, here's a new strategy to maybe
that actually is a really cool
push
idea.
That. So that's something I've been thinking about build wise a lot is like, how can I maximize hyper time? After playing it, that's kind of where my thoughts were. And then the other thing that made me happy was, dusting off the old 360. Get Xbox 360, let me clarify, and culturing Calder a bit in the world of Blocky.
So that's actually what made me happy this week was that I got to
Yeah,
experience Blocky. No, Blocky really rocked. So Ian's dice, for as long as I've known Ian, his go-to dice were these Blocky dice, which to me look like nothing.
It looks like a kind of like a Minecraft character. That's what people always think they are.
It is like Minecraft. I was like, I knew it wasn't Minecraft, and I honestly didn't even. I kind of was like, yeah, it's like a face of something. Mm-hmm. But now I know that it is a 2D square hockey player's head.
Costs $1.
That costs $1 on the Xbox Play Store, whatever.
The indie game
market. Excuse me.
It's also available on Steam for you guys who want to check it out.
Oh, Blocky's on Steam? Oh, wow. That's cool.
You can't play it online, but yeah, if you can get some buddies together, especially if you have 4 players, like, it is just so fun.
Oh, it was an absolute blast. Just teaming up, playing against, what is it? You have to be the Weevils and the Spiders, so that's the only 2 teams that you really...
No, I'm a diehard Weevils.
Weevils, no, but I mean, it's always Weevils versus Spiders, or you could be any team. Your team is always Weevils,
who we play against is whatever.
Doesn't matter? Oh, okay.
I mean, the vast history of Blocky, I'm sure... The listeners will be enriched too eventually as you become more cultured in the Blocky.
It was fun, though. It really was. Like, playing a bunch of head-to-head games, I was like,
so
man,
good.
Kind of like just learning the controls, slowly getting the hang of it. I was like, okay, this is actually kind of fun. When you're not just getting slapped onto the ice every second, where you're just getting the frame counting was wild, though. They're just being just guarded the entire time. Yeah.
There's like a hit function in the game, so it's like X to hit, A to pass, B to shoot. That is it. And then you just move around. And there's a few more mechanics here and there, but really it's just like if you don't know what you're doing, you just spam X. You just try to light people up. And when you hit people, they go down.
Yeah.
But what you can do is you get up faster than them, so you can just go sit on them and literally like lock them out of the game if you want. So it can get really
so
personal.
Wild.
It
felt personal. It felt personal sometimes.
And
so
yeah, it's such a fun game. If you guys want to check it out, once again, it's on Steam, but it's a game that I've literally played since I was like, I don't know, 13 or 14.
Nice.
There's one point in high school even where my parents were gone for like a week. And, instead of like throwing a big party, I had like 6 or 7 people over after school every day and then on the weekend too. And we would just play Blocky. We just run Blocky tournaments.
It's so funny.
And, of course, never lost.
Why would you?
Also,
how could you?
Engage the listeners. On the $1 ice, as they call it, I'm known as LeBlanc James. And for anybody who would like to attempt to dethrone me, I welcome it. If you'd like to have 40 scored on you, please.
LeBlanc James.
Shoot me a message. But yeah, that game seriously rocks. It's so fun.
Oh, wow.
It's deep Eggleston lore.
It was a blast, yeah.
Also, you played Peggle for the first time.
I also played Peggle for the first time. That was also really... I mean, I've played... After playing it, I'm like, okay, I've played versions of this before. Sure. This isn't a...
That's not as groundbreaking as Blocky. But
no, not as groundbreaking of a concept. No, but it's super fun. I definitely like Captain America Down. My trajectory and bouncing things off were definitely not as good as Steve's probably are. I'm not a pool player.
I'm so bad.
I'm no Pickle Peggleston, but yeah.
I don't even think I'm that good at Peggle.
Oh, okay.
But I'll take the nickname.
It's a hilarious nickname, though. Pickle Peggleston, that rocks.
Oh, another thing, too, is like tonight at my work, the kitchen made a pickle soup that they're going to put on the menu. And I was like, I've never even heard of a pickle soup.
I've never heard of that ever in my entire life.
Well, we need someone to try it. I was like, well,
You're the man for the job.
I ended up eating so much of it. It was so good. Like pickle soup. I mean, again, has anyone Have you heard of that?
No, never heard of pickle
right?
soup. No.
It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna put this on the menu. It's like, we're a hotel.
That sounds like hello and welcome to Nebraska State Fair. Do you want some pickled soup?
Pickle soup.
Like that's what that sounds like. Sounds like a low tier food item. No offense.
I mean, it does.
Yeah.
When they said that, I'm like, so yeah, I was just like,
We got some deep fried Twinkies, some like Oreo ice cream. What are we trying to sell here?
Yeah, it was just weird, man. But at the same time, I was like, I didn't know what I was getting into. So I walk in there, and I'm expecting like a deep green, like literally just like pickle juice color.
Yeah.
It was actually like a kind of like a creamy, like
like a chowder or something.
like
or
a chowder color.
Okay.
Yeah. And it tasted like pickles. Big surprise. And it was delicious. But it's like, if you don't like pickles, this is awful.
It doesn't sound appetizing to me as not the world's biggest pickle fan.
And I mean, pickles are like it's not something you play the fence on. I feel like people who like them love them. But if you're not that into them, like that's kind of.
I like them on a burger. I like the good crunch of a pickle on a burger, but that's probably about as far as it goes, I guess. Not soup.
Not soup, yeah.
Not just sour soup.
Yeah, sour, dude. That's
sour pickled soup.
I get it, but I mean, as long as it's on the menu here, it's like, yeah, I'll be taking some of that.
Jamming it. That's so
I'll
funny.
be jamming.
But all right, let's jump into a little bit of news here. So we got to see some images from SDCC. I'm going to kind of go to like least to most interesting, I guess. But this doesn't mean it's least. This is really cool. So San Diego Comic-Con, we get to see a bunch of Masters of Time. A lot of it we've already seen, but it's kind of cool seeing a lot more sculpts. Actually, it's worth shouting out. Kate Tracy posted these in I almost said HIE, but Heroes, Players, and Collectors around the world. We get to see Batman, Cowboy Batman, right here.
017, the last uncommon.
017, the one we've been waiting for. We also get to see Shadow, however you say your name. Skoosh Shadoo, she's right here. And I believe she's
Skadoosh?
like 40. Yeah, Skadoosh.
Is this Kung Fu
from
Panda
Kung Fu Panda,
from the
2008, yeah. So we get to see her. She's like a triple bolt, 5 range. Looks like she has a special speed or a special damage power, maybe.
Some
on this dial.
Underworld TA.
Yeah, Underworld.
movement or targeting, maybe
I think
both.
she's a rare. Like 49. Yeah,
Do you know
49.
who this character is?
I have no idea who Shadow without the W is. Zero clue.
I'm not familiar.
Maybe another League of Assassin person.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have not read like a ton in that direction, so yeah, I'm not sure, but I mean, sure.
Yeah. So
not unclicked character.
that's about absolutely.
Take it.
Any unclicked here, I want it. We get to see the sculpts for the first appearance Avengers. This Iron Man's hilarious.
It's so cool.
I love that he's just a gold brick that rocks. We get to see Thor, probably in the most action-packed sculpt we've seen Thor in a while. I love it when they do the hammer swing effect. That just always rocks. We get to see Loki looking all evil, kind of creepy. We get to see Hulk. Ant-Man and the Wasp share one dial. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cute.
This rocks.
We kind of... I really love this, but we barely see... I do wish we would have gotten a better picture of like the box of the first appearance Avengers. But we get a great picture of Captain America from the ice Iconics, which looks really cool. We get to see the ice cap sculpt front and center with like the shield on his chest. He's stuck in the ice. The box is like it's ice. It's like this cold blue, frosted over edges.
Cracks on it too.
I love this box.
I just like the text they used for Captain America, like the
that too. That's the classic,
text.
the classic 1980s kind of Captain America text.
Looking at the
I really
corner
love
of the
it.
Avengers box, though, from what we can see,
It looks like
I
they're.
think what it is, it's a recreation of the first appearance, like they did with Wolverine.
That's what it looks like,
but
yeah.
with the sculpts.
And I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be
that's
really
a lot
cool.
of fun. You can see the top of it too, how it says Hulk,
Yeah.
Iron Man, Loki. Yeah,
So-
that's really cool.
I think these look really amazing, and I can't wait to get them here really soon. We get to see, this is one of those mock boxes that we've seen before. So Cap and the Ice and the Avengers look to be real boxes. Maybe Cap and the Ice isn't a real box. He might.
looks like a
It does look
mock-up.
like, it does look like a mock-up. Same thing, we get the Spider-Man first appearance Spider-Man, which looks to be the same thing where they recreate the first appearance like cover with the Heroclix sculpt. At least that looks more Heroclix sculpty than comic arty. So that's pretty cool with an expected release date of October 2024. That's a mock-up. We get to see a mock-up of the Black Panther Play at Home kit. It looks like it has T'Challa and Killmonger, which is kind of cool. So a little 2 for the price of 1, 2 figures in a Play at Home kit. That's a mock-up.
It's also marked as September 2024.
That is correct. It is marked as September. So Black Panther.
Worlds,
Ooh.
will it be legal for Worlds? Probably not, because it'll
Be
be
kind of wild.
Early. Will it be
But maybe.
at Worlds?
It'd be pretty
I don't
cool.
know.
Pretty
Could be
cool.
fun.
I mean, Worlds is mid-September, so maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Early release, if not an on-time release.
And then we get to see a box of the Beetlejuice Iconics. It's Showtime. This is probably pretty small. We get to see the King Arthur box right in front of it. So since Beetlejuice is a single character, makes sense. Doesn't need to be that big of a box.
Maybe like the Thanos snap size.
Like a Thanos snap size. It sounds about right. And that's it. That's what we get to see from San Diego Comic-Con, at least today, at least like so far. Maybe some more things will happen, but this episode will already be out by then, which is pretty funny.
The Iconics as a whole, they just continue.
They're looking
to
so
absolutely
good.
kill it.
I really love the Iconics releases that are coming up. You know, I'm obviously biased because it's Captain America and the Avengers are coming up, but like,
I mean,
they look so good.
They're really cool.
You know, they look really cool. The Beetlejuice looks really cool. I love just how the boxes look. Like we've talked about, we're probably going to do an Iconics box display here really soon,
Yeah.
just because the boxes
Maybe
all
even
look
after
so
this
amazing.
episode.
Maybe
We'll just
after
knock
this
it out
episode, we'll
here.
just get it done.
But yeah, like I love how they're now visiting like the first appearance side of things.
Yeah.
The first appearance Spider-Man is really, really cool. I know that's not Cap's first appearance, but that's not going to happen.
Sadly,
Sadly.
it's just it can't be
They do
done.
some very heavy black bar.
There'd be
over
yeah,
some
you just
character.
can't do it.
Can't do it.
No.
Sadly.
No.
And the
Yep.
Avengers 2, I mean, I'm curious what other first appearances they have in mind, but you know that there's so many good ones out there.
Yeah.
And another thing with Iconics too is early on, I remember thinking like when I saw like Nightfall and the Pointing Spider-Man, the Bed Wolverine, I was like, oh well, this is great. You know, it's like I don't feel inclined to like get all of these. You know, I'll get the ones that I really like.
Yeah.
And it's just slowly morphed into I want that one and that one
Yeah.
and that one. Hey, can't forget about this one. Like I think we have just about every
Pretty
Iconics.
much all of them except for, like maybe Sherlock, which I still want to buy one of these days. Just haven't
yeah,
gotten
that
it yet.
is-
Yeah.
I think that's literally
That's, like, the only
that we
one,
don't
yeah.
have. That's wild. Yeah, because I didn't pick that one up either.
No.
But I was also
Just kind of
like,
flew
oh,
under
that's
the
a cool
radar.
one,
Yeah, but it
It
is
is
cool.
weird. Kong just
Yeah,
outshined
yeah, them
so
coming out at the
hard.
same time. Yeah.
I mean, nobody can really compete with Kong.
No.
If he was out during the Clixies, I think it would have been a clear-cut winner. Like,
Yeah.
there's just no
Easy
question about
easy
it.
winner.
But overall, Iconics is still like, I mean, I think it's one of the best decisions like WizKids
Oh,
has made
ever.
as a company.
100%.
Like, just all time. War of Light is probably number one. Like that's like the coolest thing.
It
they've
is
ever
it
done.
is the coolest like set ever.
Period. Chases though, like hidden figures on the off the set list, I always thought was really cool.
That is cool.
But also like being younger, probably more nostalgic for that.
The internet not being as prevalent as it was, like so
Yeah.
like Supernova was like zombies don't exist. What are you talking about? No, they're real, dude.
Yeah, well, that moment where we had talked about, this was a while back, where it's like, yeah, I remember watching this video on YouTube of these guys who bought like 2 cases of Supernova looking for those old zombies. You're like, yeah, dude, I watched that video like 100 times. I was like, yeah, man, me too. Like back when there was 10 Heroclix videos on YouTube,
Yeah.
and it was just like
None.
So which one we watched? Anyway, Iconics are great. What a
They are amazing. They are absolutely a blast. We get to see some cool news from the Champion Clix Open. They're talking about running their summer events that look really cool. We are going to be having a summer tropical event here in Omaha as well. We're very excited to host that. A lot of people have been asking about total times and dates and stuff. We're pretty much have a date and time ready, but I'm not going to quite start advertising it until I get a few more things totally locked in for the event. But there is one in Omaha, and I'm very excited to be hosting one of, I believe now, like 6 or 7 of these events are going to be happening.
I believe it is 6
It's
now.
6. Enough people complained that Omaha wasn't truly the Midwest, and so they put one in Ohio, which, I'm not going to get into the Midwest discussion,
that's,
but, whatever. Fine, be that way.
Sorry that we, like between Nebraska and South Dakota, we house some of the best and coolest HeroClix players out
That's
there.
facts.
I mean,
That's real.
We've got national champions.
Yep.
We've got the Adepticon,
The Adepticon champion.
We've got Dial H.
11th
And
place at U.S. Nationals.
11th, yeah,
Winners
there you
of
go,
several
11th
states
place.
tournaments. Really cool guys. 3 cool boys. 2 cool boys.
There you go.
We have the HeroClix Syndicate. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
Come
yeah.
on.
Very recognizable.
yeah.
They totally
Instantly.
still make content.
They totally do.
Tune into them. Pressure.
Jeez.
No, I mean, we have a lot of good players. We have, honestly, like a pretty solid scene.
We actually pull a really good like level of players whenever we host an event, either in like South Dakota or in Omaha. Like there's actually a ton of people that also just kind of come out of the woodwork to play in a lot of these events. So there were like some ROC states where both like Omaha and South Dakota beat places like New York City and like several other like places.
New York has always been a bit of a surprise to me.
Yeah, New York's kind of just weird.
It's weird how, I mean, I guess I don't really know New York. My idea of New York is probably like very...
You don't know New York?
Hey, I'm saying I ain't never know New York.
I ain't never know New York. I'm the king of New York.
Instantly just thinking of Frank White.
Frank White, dude.
I'm in jail.
I'm in jail. Let me out.
Why I don't like it here. Need to get out. Those bars. Can see through them. I can also grab them with my hands.
Thank you, officer.
I've only been in this jail cell for a few minutes in the movie. Watch King of New York.
You're letting me out.
Movie. I mean, Christopher Walken
actually is really just a great movie. Yeah.
Anyway, Omaha, Sioux Falls. It's a late night, guys.
Yeah.
Bear with us. Yeah, I mean, we just have a good group of people. So for people detesting Omaha hosting, I think we do a pretty good job. I think we do a lot of fun. And we'll cover it all. So even if you're not there, maybe we'll have some opportunities for you guys to walk away with some stuff if you view it. We always have prizes for the viewers. We did last tournament for our IPF event, which WizKids also hosted. So yeah, I mean, keep your eyes peeled. I think we do a pretty good job.
I think so. Yeah.
So if you want to, if they also had one in like Chicago or something, I'd also understand. But Ohio also seems to be like a pretty solid scene.
Yeah, I think Ohio's a really good scene. Yeah.
Hosts a lot of stuff. They just did Origins.
Yeah.
That was in Ohio, right?
Yep, that was Origins, yeah.
Yeah.
Columbus, Ohio, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it seems like that's pretty fair. So I'm glad that Newmark and WizKids were able to string another event along.
Another one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the big bad prize, the top two people are going to walk away with a deceased dark side. This is a pretty crazy cool figure. Apocalypse, New God, Sinestro Core, Cosmic Deity, Monster, Ruler.
So he can start with a ring?
So he can start with a ring. He gets to be a Sinestro Core member. He gets to start with a Sinestro Core ring. So remember, Perplex, Constructs, all that. He ignores characters and hindering for Line of Fire. He has the Cosmic Energy team ability. Probably the coolest thing he is a deceased dial. So he's got the whole deceased thing where when he dies, you gotta push him on, put him on click 9. He's got 3 clicks, takes an unavoidable, yada, yada, yada. We know the deceased trait. But his Doom Tube trait is really cool. Once per game, phasing teleport is free. When Darkseid uses it, he has Passenger 2, and after resolutions, each adjacent opposing character, you deal each adjacent opposing character 1 damage. So that's kind of neat. Just a little once per game. Could be a get out of jail free card. It could help you like Alpha Strike. Just kind of cool. He also has a special damage power. This is only on his deceased clicks, his 9, 10, 11 clicks. Perplex, but only to negatively modify combat values. When Darkseid uses it, he may target all opposing characters within range and line of fire, choosing the same combat value for all targets. So he's got 6 range. So he gets to like subtract 1 from all attack, defenses, whatever you want to go with here with opposing characters. That's on his deceased clicks. He's a pretty straightforward piece, though. He's a sidestep, pen size, got some outwit, a 150 line, a 90-point line. 90-point line, you lose a lot of the combat values. They go down. But you still keep pen size, still keep sidestep and outwit, and then you swap out like invincible for impervious. Pretty standard, just kind of ranged based character, but he's going to be super limited, and he's Darkseid, pretty well sought after character, and it's also zombie Darkseid. Cool. It's super cool. So Darkseid fans are eating pretty good recently between the super rare, between this Darkseid, between shout out Legacy Darkseid from last year, Notorious. Like there's pretty good stuff for old Darkseid fans. The rest of the prizing is also pretty sweet.
Ever play him at 150?
Oh no, there's no way. Right,
well, the 150 line is like
what is that?
2 clicks
70, 60 points for 2 clicks. Yeah, it's kind of no.
I think you'd probably, the way I look at him is like you have a 7 move sidestep, you have a free 7 move phasing.
Yeah.
So you have 16 squares in total, 90 points to get across the board and carry 2 people. You can also just play like the Spider-Man who gives him wild card, give him Green Lantern.
Oh.
And now you have somebody who can move 16 squares and carry 8 things, as long as Spider-Man's adjacent, right?
Yeah.
So maybe there's some potential to do like a construct dropping with him, but 90 points is a lot.
It is a lot.
Free damage is nice and
I like that.
I think ultimately this guy kind of resides in the casual world. I'll have to own him because I want to collect all the deceased, and I just like Darkseid too.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think he's interesting, but we'll see kind of what people do with him, I suppose.
Participation prizing is going to be brewed up to a certain quantity, so I don't really know exactly how many broods there are, but that's what you get for participating. Fellowship is going to be a King Arthur and an Old King Thor. That's 1 per person, so 2 fellowship prizes. Top 8 is going to get Old King Thor. Top 4 is getting the Cyclops, Ellie that we looked at earlier this year. And then the top 2 are going to get a deceased Darkseid. The winner gets a brick of DC Masters of Time, which is pretty sweet, and a 300 Modern first round buy for the main Champion Clix event open in 2025. So I really like that a brick of Masters of Time is on the line. I think that's a great first prize, brand new set that's coming out. Everybody's super hyped about Masters of Time, so I think it's going to rock.
I mean, Masters of Time, we don't really have a full release date on.
We're still
expecting it at National, so a week from now there may be some floating around.
I'm really hoping so.
So maybe some pre-releases. I mean,
it still says
I'm seeing posted on
it says a July release date, but I don't know.
It's the 20,
and we haven't had pre-release yet either. So there's definitely not a July release date. So pre-release hasn't started yet. So it's going to be sometime mid-August,
mid to late
August.
Right.
Yeah.
And if Black Panther's slated for September, then
man,
that might be a little later, and it might be like early at Worlds. Who knows? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's really tough.
But either way, there's a lot of Heroclix coming out. There's a lot of different flavors, and I don't know. I'm looking forward to enjoying all of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Masters of Time, though, I've never done it, but Masters of Time is like becoming a set where I'm like, do I just collect this whole set? And I know that's a tall order, but
yeah,
I kind of want to.
That's a hard set to collect all of, Ian. That's a really tough set to collect all of. Ultra Chase, Super Boosters,
but there's like
a ton of stuff.
There's nothing I don't like in this set.
Oh no, I'm with you. I love sets that have. Oh, it's easy set of the year.
It's not like
having not seen Black Panther or Collector's Trove. It's set of the year.
Doesn't matter.
Don't need to see them. I don't need to see them.
I've seen what I need to see.
No, the giant dinosaurs look so amazing. The sculpts have been phenomenal. The colors pop. I've really enjoyed playing a lot of the figures from Masters of Time. Oh, yeah. I do kind of agree that it's just like kind of set of the year.
I watched Michael Jordan play, and why do I need to see random guy number 5?
Okay.
Is Masters of Time Michael Jordan? We'll see.
We'll see.
I think so far.
Ian thinks so.
I think so. I mean, not great. Well, that'd be greatest set of all time,
which is still War of Light.
Greatest set of all Masters of Time. The Go-Mat.
The Go-Mat.
Go-Mo.
Go-Mat.
Greatest.
Go-Mat-ta.
Something like that. Stupid acronym.
Greatest, yeah.
Either way, it's a really cool set. And yeah, I mean, the more we see of these Jurassic Leagues, just like sculpt-wise, I keep looking at it.
Oh, own all of those 100%.
Yeah.
It's going to be a battle.
And if you own all of those,
100% going to, might as well own the rest of the set.
Working towards the rest.
Might as well get the chases in the Ultra Chase at that point.
The Ultra Chase I'll wait to get. Well, I mean, if it's cheap, I suppose I'll get it, but we'll see. Presumably, it is the Superman on top.
Presumably, yeah.
They did this with Kevin in Next Phase.
Yep.
And
but also Deadpool had Deadpool and Death on the top of the boosters, so...
Well, didn't they have Cake Deadpool on top of Rise and Fall?
They did have Cake Deadpool on. So, no, every time there's been a Ultra Chase in the set, it's been on top of the booster. Yeah. Thanos, Peggy Carter.
That's not common sculpt,
yeah, it's so true.
He's got
it's not.
On the
yeah.
So, we'll see.
I think it's pretty fair bet to say that he's an Ultra Chase in the set.
So, I can wait for that. That's fine. I'm not like a diehard Superman or Christopher Reeves fan. Turning back the old globe.
Yeah, we can wait on that. We'll see. Probably the bulk of the episode is going to be spent chatting about Gencon. Hey guys, next weekend is Gencon. The best 4 days in gaming are pretty much a week forward from today, whatever you want to call it. They're a week away. So it's Thursday. By the time this episode is getting uploaded, we're going to be in Indianapolis a week. That's kind of crazy to think about, really, but I'm excited. I'm really excited for it. And Heroclix is back at Gen Con. There's a lot of cool events happening. So they made this post a few days ago, just kind of showing like, hey, these are when events are happening. There's still a lot of events you can register for. If you're planning on going to Gen Con and you want to do like the Rumble at the stadium, if you want to do a qualifier for 300 Modern like Nationals at Gen Con, there are still some spots open for both of those tournaments, for both like qualifiers and for that Rumble at the stadium. So definitely check those out if you plan on going to Gen Con. But Gen Con's always a blast. I love going to Gen Con. I love Indianapolis. I love their little downtown area. I think it's a ton of fun. I've walked around it like so many times.
It's really welcoming to the environment. Like just the streets going into it.
Yep.
I mean, it just completely gets engulfed by like what Gen Con is.
Oh, yeah.
But it's such a perfect downtown area for that.
I think so.
You never feel like, I mean, unless you're like in like the thick of things, it's like it never feels like that, like claustrophobic.
No.
Or, you know, it just feels like just a good space to be.
It's such a nice downtown area. They have so many spots like they're kind of like roped off or whatever, barriered off, whatever you want to call it. And it's just like food booths, walking around, stands, kind of there's like night parties, all sorts of crazy stuff that happens at Gen Con. And it just kind of rocks. And also just being surrounded by board games and then also like cosplayers and all this fun stuff. It's like, I love dice and miniatures and board games and card games. These are all my favorite things in one place. And they are also 10,000 20,000 other people's favorite things that are also in the same space. So it's just really cool. It's a really cool place to hang out. I love looking at all the other board games. I love seeing the Heroclix events. You know, I love collecting all the pins that are in the pin notebook. Like, I'm excited to just get back to Indy. I can't wait.
Hunting for dice.
Oh, yeah. Gotta hunt for dice.
Find more dice.
Even though you bought an insane amount of dice at Adepticon this year.
I bought...
Was it just
50 dice?
Yeah, 50 dice.
Not enough.
Not enough.
No, my select cheese dice.
Those are pretty cool.
Great addition.
Those
Mushrooms
were great.
Were given to Simeon.
The mushrooms were pretty sweet.
They were also very nice as well.
Those dice chose Simeon. He just didn't know it yet.
He didn't know it yet.
Yeah.
He got them, and that's that. End of story. But man, yeah, I mean, all the custom dice in the world. Every time I see Stan Strelkowski.
Yeah, Stan Strelkowski.
Always want to call his last name something else.
Stand Up. Because that's like, well, that was one of his screen names for a long time.
No, there's... I don't know why.
Like Kick Batowski from the Disney XD TV show?
Nope, this makes no sense.
Oh, okay.
There's a professional Hearthstone player I watched for a long time whose last name... He had the first name Stan. I always want to call him Stan, that guy's last name.
Interesting.
Sitka, which is like, why?
Interesting.
But, yeah. Anyway, anytime I see him post, I'm always like, do I need more custom dice? And the answer is like, you do, Ian. You really do. And then
I've been itching to maybe get some custom dice from him. I've been going on and off on some designs I might want, but we'll see if I ever pull the trigger.
I'd like to get some MF Doom ones made at some point.
That would be cool.
I haven't done that yet. I remember talking with him for a while. I'm like, yeah, I'll contact you in the future, and I just haven't yet. So eventually those will get made, and those will probably become the regulars. And then my other 9,000 dice will rot.
As they have been.
You know, we sat down. We also played some Heroclix with my brother this weekend, and it's like,
that was so much fun. Use? Yeah, he got a lot of options.
Yeah, you got a lot of options, but I can't find my slanted dice, which is a huge bummer. I don't know where they went.
I so wished I was kind of campaigning against him playing those. I was like, please don't roll those dice. They're so weird.
The Funhouse dice.
So which you bought at Gen Con.
I did buy it.
Which you bought at Gen Con.
Get a replacement pair.
Because you just straight up lost the last ones.
Now the listener has to know. These guys, are they like, you know those houses that are like kind of sideways and you walk in? The fun house?
the crooked house. The optical illusion kind of house. Yeah.
The dice, picture that, but dice.
Jeez.
These dice are legal, technically. Because when you roll them, they're dice. And I asked Brian at Gen Con, I was like, are these legal to use and play? And he said, yes, but I'm not going to let you because I'm not going to stop at every match and tell the opponent why they are.
Why they're legal.
So, due to time constraints, the dice are technically illegal. So, thank you for that, Brian. But
wow. Shout out Brian Galley.
Shout out Brian Galley for
being a good judge.
The correct call.
Yeah, the correct call, I would say.
What a sad call.
Goodness gracious. All right, Gen Con. Battle Royales, learn to plays. Hey, check this out. If you go to a learn to play, you're going to receive a cool participation prize. 1 Bago Wolverine and Deadpool, 1 Bago Multiple Man, or 1 Bago Joker. You get one of these per person. Pretty fun little handout for just learning how to play the game. That's pretty cool. Battle Royales, these are pretty neat.
We'll bring the Starro fights.
Yeah, we'll bring... Jeez. Carry-on bag of just nothing but Starro fights. just... Oh my gosh.
Bags.
What are all these?
It's like one of those like spring-loaded like you want
Pringles
some nuts,
can or nuts or
like
something? Oh jeez.
It's that but
Starro fights. That's basically what our house is.
Yeah, right now.
Additional game elements that are going to be dropped for Battle Royales are Broadsword Construct, King Arthur, Venom God of Symbiotes, Old King Thor, Iceman, Brood, and Cyclops. So we get to see some new ones. Brood, Cyclops, and we also get to see, once again, a figure that was very expensive last year, Venom God, also coming back at Nationals, getting dropped in BRs.
There, too, is that it does say 1 per player. So, they are
they'll drop like 4 or so, right?
Yeah. That was awesome. Like, I did not know that Adepticon was going to do that. That made it so fun.
Yeah.
Because even if you get like 3rd or 4th place, it's like, okay, if I get 4th, like, I get to double pick.
Yeah.
So I get whatever's kind of left of maybe there's like a super rare. Maybe there's still a good Con LE on the table. It rocked. Like, no matter how you placed, it was like you walked away with something pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
which is just so huge.
Shout out WizKids for making this change and not making it so cutthroat to get first.
I agree.
I think it really kind of eased things up at a lot of times.
I hope there's a Battle Royale champion at this event, like how there was at Adepticon, because that was really fun, because there were some people that were going for that. Shout out Jay Patel.
There was one guy who murdered
really
everybody along the way. I played in I think 3 BRs with him. He took first in 2 and I took first in 1. So I'll take that.
Nice. Yeah. So there's a couple of side tournaments. They have the Pulp Prize Support. That's going to be the top 2/top 4 receive, and the top 2 also earns the top 4 prizes. So participation prize is going to be a broadsword. Top 4, they get Cyclops, and then top 2 will also get Cyclops, and then top 2 will get Brood. The winner of the Pulp event will get a Deadpool Weapon X retail chase booster, which is pretty cool. Let's do the Clix Bowl. So the Clix Bowl is just going to be straight up 3 rounds. So you're a team. You're going to get a brick of, I don't even know what it is yet. I really hope it's Masters of Time.
Oh man, that would rock.
Because it'd be so cool. But you're going to get 1 brick for the team. Or is it? Yeah, it's a full brick. And then you each just build 3 teams out of it. And it's basically just going off best of a 3-round record. So 0 wins, 3 losses. This is basically your participation prize. You get Broadsword, you get a Brood for, I think, each person. Yeah, 1 of each item for each member of the team. 1 win, 2 losses, you get King Arthur, Venom God, Iceman. 2 wins, 1 loss, you get a Old King Thor and a Cyclops. 3 wins, 0 losses, you get a DC Heroclix Masters of Time Jurassic booster. So just the big dinosaur booster. But as we've seen, that can be a dinosaur plus like a super rare piece, like how we pulled it, or a chase, like what Scott Porter pulls with Wonder Woman. So
with that,
some pretty gnarly.
Yeah, my guess is it's probably going to be Deadpool then. If the Jurassic booster's the prize,
that's fair.
But it would still be very cool to get a Masters of Time brick and then get 3 Jurassic boosters for your team.
With how many Jurassic boosters they're making, are they just like, they're not taking these off bricks, right? Are they just making that many more Jurassic boosters than just bricks? Because there's all these events that prizing is like mostly Jurassic boosters. In this, it's a lot of Jurassic boosters are the prizing. Or does that mean that BRs throughout the weekend are Jurassic Masters of Time, but like the booster's not thrown in with them? And then the booster is saved as prizing here? Like, I don't know. It's a lot of just up in the air. Yeah, I don't know. Just kind of spitballing. Just kind of being like, where all
I love the sounds of this. I hope that's what it is.
Be kind of cool. That was BRs all weekend. That would rock.
Let's get that Masters of Time.
That's what I'd be all about.
That'd be fantastic. But even if it's Deadpool, that's fine.
It would still rock. Deadpool is actually a really fun sealed set. A lot of our locals have just been really enjoying playing Deadpool sealed, and it's been kind of a blast.
I really like the CUR from what I've played. Morph, he rocks.
Yeah.
He's so fun. For like no reason.
Morph is so annoying though. 50/50 shape change, super senses, and toughness. And he can reduce, and he has prop. Yeah.
And he's a wild
Morph's a pain in the butt to try to take out. But when he's on your team, it's like, yeah, I've got a prop that doesn't die.
I'm just gonna go tie you up.
Feels pretty good. So U.S. Nationals prize support is going to be running through top 8. So top 8 gets again, here we see it, a Masters of Time Jurassic booster and a Broadsword Construct. Top 4 get a Deadpool Weapon X Retail Chase booster, and then the Marvel Heroclix Venom God of Symbiotes. Top 2 get an Old King Thor and a Brood. Runner-up is going to get a brick of Masters of Time, and the winner is going to get a factory set of Masters of Time, which is... That seems pretty awesome. That seems pretty dang awesome to me. So
I hope they ship it to him though, because getting on a plane with that.
Oh, that's a lot of
a big factory.
That's a lot. That is a lot of stuff
fact,
with all the
normally
colossals.
They come in those like boxes, like we saw. Lucas open his at Adepticon, and it was just it's a box. It wasn't that big.
Yeah,
but to fit like Super Sword, Bat Walker, the other ones.
That is a
Flash Raptor.
The other ones.
Yeah, I don't know their names. What's
Man, that really is a lot, isn't it? Wonderdon. The Wonderdon.
And then
Aquanix.
Do you know what the Green Lantern one is called?
I forget his name. Green Dilophosaurus thing. Green Duck.
Green Duck, man.
Green Wing Duck. I don't know.
Green Wing Duck.
Yeah, I don't know.
Duck with green hammer. Yeah, so all the other ones. But that'll be huge. Oh, we've got some live research.
Green Torch. That was nowhere in my vocabulary that I think he was going to be called Green Torch. And I read this like a while ago. I did not know. Man, Green Torch. Well, hey, look at that. Now we know. Reverse slash. So cool. Man, I really hope he gets made. We haven't seen any sculpts besides like the Jurassic League themselves, but Atrocitosaurus.
Gigantus just
gigantic. She's big old. I like the Brontosaurus though. It's Brontosaurus. Yeah, that's cool. Bizarro. That's really cool. Black Mantosaurus is hilarious. That's his name. Just Jokerzard is cool. The Jokerzard is terrifying though. He's got these big knife hand finger Charizard? Things. Yeah, I guess Jokerzard, like a lizard maybe. But yeah, Jokerzard like murdered Batwalker's parents. He's like a super old, evil dinosaur. He's got these big old knives for fingers. Like the first issue, he like just stabs Batwalker.
Getting her pearls ripped off and shot.
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
Of a dinosaur play.
Yeah, it had to be play. Yeah,
probably cats. Too.
Of cats.
Dinosaurs dressed as.
It could
cats.
still be Zorro. It could still be
Zorro.
You know,
this is the Dino.
But it's cats
Joker
instead.
Rips the pearls off of Dino Martha Wayne.
Yeah. Martha Walker.
Martha Walker. Oh my god.
Oh gosh. But yeah, well, Jurassic League tangent over. That's Nationals. There's also going to be several Royal Flush Gang events happening while things are going on. These have even more prizing than just like the Royal Flush Gang OP kit. Top 4 gets a Masters of Time, once again, Jurassic booster. Where are they getting all these boosters, Ian? Where are they coming from? The top 2 get a Heroclix Broadsword construct, and then the winner gets a King Arthur 3000 AD. So if you ask me, these are really worth jamming. If top 4 gets a Jurassic booster, that's pretty awesome.
Top 4, you're walking away with, once again, like you can pull chases in these things.
Yeah.
So even if you're not a fan
of they rock
stuff, I mean, which if you're not, they quit lying.
I mean, come on, they look so cool.
Somebody will be a fan of them. Someone will buy it from you.
Yeah, at the very least.
And we'll hopefully get pictures of all of them.
I really hope so.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, if I was coming here knowing that the Royal Flush, yeah, I'd be playing in all those top 4.
I'd be jamming a ton of Royal Flush Gang events. Mm-hmm. These rock. The entry fee is $60 for the Royal Flush Gang. The fact that top 4, man, just gets a Jurassic booster. Plus, you're already like have a shot for getting like all the bystanders, all the like the team up cards, all the legacy cards.
The bystanders, it's been shocking to me.
They are very much worth getting.
Play the 10 is received. Like
yeah.
She's a stealth outwit flyer with Batman enemy and Batman ally. I don't understand how that doesn't get played. Guess that
great team villages to copy.
Where modern is at right now, where it's like that's glossed over.
I feel like some of those just events kind of flew under a lot of people's radar, so they just kind of weren't building with anything from them, which is kind of crazy.
Is also Daredevil though.
You're so right.
You know, anytime I think of low cost figures, I'm like, but how many Daredevil?
Instantly just go Daredevil.
Yeah. How many lives can
That's so funny.
have, too?
Do we sacrifice one Daredevil life? A Daredevil's life? For 10? 10 the bystander.
10 the bystander. 10 for 10. I don't know, man. I just don't think I can. But Daredevil is a wild card, so he could.
So he can use Batman, and honestly,
Batman.
giving Daredevils like stealth or really good body blockers.
It's not unrealistic.
Throwing it out there.
It's a hard sell.
It is a hard sell. Definitely is. All right, now we're going to get into some listener questions to end the show.
There are dozens of us. Dozens!
Ladies and gentlemen, these are all coming from our Discord. Really quick Patreon plug. If you want exclusive, really cool action tokens, hotshot tokens, sheep bystanders, choreography tokens for Steve, all sorts of really cool, neat tokens coming soon. We do a little token set for every single set, which means the Masters of Time tokens are on their way. Once we know every kind of character in the set that uses tokens, once we kind of have a great idea for a token set, maybe someone that really likes a flagship character in different costumes of said character, perhaps that's the token set for this for Masters of Time. Maybe we could convince the said person to dress up as many different versions of
I need a good mask. I don't have a good Batman mask.
That's so sad. It's so wild. You don't have a good Batman mask. But maybe.
I don't.
Maybe
ever
we'll
have
work
to
on
dress
it.
up like
That's
you
true.
know?
It's true. But if you want all sorts of really cool action tokens, if you want to have access to our exclusive Discord, we just have a great old time on Discord. You hear me say it every week. It's a great Discord. People are always telling me, Calder, this is the best Discord in any Heroclix Discord ever. And I say, thank you, person. That's really cool of you. Why don't you tell that to other people so they can also support the show and also have a good time? These questions are from there. So first up, the trusty Vault Boy asks, it's 2 a.m. on a long drive back to Omaha. You're both hungry. In the distance, you can see 2 beams of light. One is an IHOP, and the other's a Waffle House. Where is the Dial H crew stopping for something to eat?
All right, you answer first, and I'll decide if I have to roast you.
Okay. I mean, I feel like the people want me to answer one way, but I know what my heart is telling me on where I feel safer to stop at 2 a.m., and that is IHOP. Yeah, I knew you weren't going to be happy about that. But but chocolate chip pancakes, I mean, so many good stuff. If you want, I don't know, IHOP is. We don't come from the land of Waffle House. I don't know why this has to be a point of contention.
IHOP is such a nothing restaurant, though.
But they have chocolate chip pancakes that taste great.
I think I've eaten at IHOP like 2 times in my life.
Don't get me wrong. I'd wish he'd said
Waffle House more than I have.
Have you really?
Yeah, 100%.
That seems insane to me. They don't even have Waffle Houses here.
I know, but IHOP is like that. Like, dude, IHOP,
I guess so. Don't get me wrong. While I'm here in the Midwest, if there's 2 beams of light and if it's IHOP and Perkins,
Denny's before I go to IHOP.
I'd rather go to IHOP and Denny's. I'd rather go to Perkins though. That's my
Perkins
breakfast. That's
stunts on 'em.
the 24-hour breakfast place of choice. Personally, is Perkins. But out of chances,
trumps both,
2 choices between a Waffle House and I know I'm going to get hate for this. Waffle House scares me. That place is scary to go into. It's delicious. It's amazing. I love Waffle. I really do like Waffle House. It's scary.
When I was living in Arkansas,
The atmosphere is you might get stabbed.
Yeah,
It's like every Waffle House.
it's called culture.
Okay.
No.
Sorry.
When I was living in Arkansas, after like late nights, either at like comedy shows or out at bars, whatever, we'd stop at Waffle House, and like I don't know, it was just always fun. Like Waffle House is, it really is. Waffle House to me has more culture. IHOP
It definitely does.
Like in the back, they just like press a button and a pancake falls out. There's nobody cooking it.
That's fair.
There's nobody giving you their raw emotion at the.
There's no one singing at the top of their lungs while they're flipping
Every
some
Waffle House
pancakes.
essentially has like a SpongeBob working there. Somebody who just knows what they're doing.
That is true. That is really true.
IHOP, swear they're just like. I'm trying to remember. I think it was SpongeBob, the show, actually, where like they were making the burgers, and when you bit into it,
they were
gray.
they were gray goo. That's
Dude.
IHOP.
That's IHOP.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Waffle House.
I won't lie. I've never had a meal at IHOP that was like, yeah, someone made this with love. I've never experienced that.
Every time, man, Waffle House is just pure nothing but love.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
So, Chance, there you go. 1-1.
1-1.
Stalemate. A classic Cap Batman.
Shoot off.
That ends in a draw.
Jeez. Alex the Enchanter asks, WizKids has been overall doing a pretty great job of making Iconics figures feel good enough to be interesting, but not crazy overpowered. The obvious exceptions being Kong and Poison Ivy, both of which see play in multiples. Do you think it would make sense for all Iconics as collector-orientated box set products to be automatically errated to all be unique? It could solve supply and demand issues as well as some balance concerns. Well, instantly, they've never done that. They've never made anything unique ever. And like
It's
as an
crazy, but
errata,
they
it's
haven't.
crazy they haven't, because I remember just the past few like ban lists. Past few, I mean like a few years, where I've just been like, why don't they just make this character unique? Why don't they just make this character unique? Why don't they just make this effect unique? They've done that,
Yeah.
but they've never like retroactively been like, yeah, this character is considered unique and has a silver ring on it. So they've never done that.
I feel like that's a floodgate held up by like a piece of plywood. Like the second that thing comes loose, you're making everything unique.
Yeah,
The second you allow it once, you're gonna hear calls out for this needs to be unique, this needs to be unique, this needs to be unique.
100%.
Like even with Kong, it's like, yeah, multiple Kongs is like, geez, this is tough. But there are things that absolutely like destroy Kong.
Yeah.
So if you're that worried about like a double Kong scenario, which I think is probably the biggest thing, Poison Ivies without big maps, I think are in trouble.
Yeah.
The big map change, I think overall, like, I mean, they were going to go eventually. People are really worried about it. Poison Ivy definitely takes a hit. There's no question.
Big
Can
hit.
it still function? Probably. But I think the main point of concern and where Alex's question comes from is Kong. And to make all Iconics going forward unique from a collector standpoint, I just don't really agree with. I don't think it needs to be unique unless it, like, needs to be unique.
Right.
We allow it to happen in other sets. We allow you to play, if you want to play 5 Batman, you can. If you want to play 5 insert whoever, you can. So I don't know why Iconics has to be a separation for that, As long as they're not purposely making like figures like you want to play, if they put one multiple man in Iconics set, that'd be messed up. Don't do that.
That would be really messed up. Oh.
So as long as it's not that, it's like, just like with any other figure.
But what if I play 3 Moriartys, Ian? They need to be unique. So dumb.
Yeah, get on that HC Realms train.
That's right.
And
oh gosh,
apparently Clix Syndicate train.
Apparently months later.
Months later, they came up with the same.
Some trains arrive late to the station, Ian.
They do,
and that's just the way it goes.
But either way, if you want to impose this on Iconics, personally, I don't agree with it. I think you're leaning too much into the Highlander aspects, which Heroclix is not a game to me where it's like it has to be 1-to-1 to the comic or the story.
No, it's never been that.
The point is that it's I want this to be kind of as ridiculous as possible.
I think Heroclix's greatest strength is, my team has Batman, Captain America, King Kong, Sherlock Holmes on it. That's really cool.
Or it has 4 Captain Americas.
Or it has 4 Captain Americas on it.
Same person, same
yeah,
sculpt,
and
same figure.
And I love that. I've played both of those style of teams plenty of times. I like it when it's like got figures from all different universes, or once again, I love playing a team of literally all Captain Americas. It's probably one of my favorite ways at all to play the game.
Finding a figure that's either dumb or strong, dumb in the sense of like, why would you ever play multiples? Of this
kind of
and
silly
play multiples of it.
Yeah,
it's so fun. So I mean, this just feels like a case of like making it unique to kind of push the message of Highlander. I can understand the point of like collectability, like, oh, you buy the box set and you're done, but at the same time, then you're removing the aspect of like building with it. Are there going to be instances where figures should be unique? Yeah, I mean, that's just the nature of the game. It's impossible to know.
Yeah, it's a mechanic for a reason. It's like a
So I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that. I see where you're coming from, but no, I think where it's at is fine. Kong is just really strong. Like if Kong didn't exist, would you be pushing this question? Would you think about these things?
Probably not. Probably not to this extent.
And Ivy, I really think, is a flash in the pan team.
Yeah.
I think
that's
she
fair.
will be successful in archetypes where maybe you play 1 or 2. I think 2 is probably the magic number.
Primary focus shouldn't be what it is. I don't think it's well-rounded enough for it to actually be a primary focus team.
I really like the builds that have like Man-Thing on it.
Yeah.
So, but once again, it's like I like that it's like, 2 Poison Ivies, maybe even like 3 if you're crazy. I like that you can do that. Regardless of their strength level. Like I enjoy that. So, no. I get where you're coming from, but no.
Yep. Alex, sorry, but I guess you're just a lobbyist for Big Highlander, and we don't. I don't agree. Matt Reed asks, what are 2 figures that you think will be on the winning build at Nationals? Which he then edited to say, excluding Scott Porter's.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it's Timebreaker Kong. I think those are the two.
Wow, yeah.
Those are the 2 figures that I feel the most confident will be on the winning build at Nationals.
I mean, Blackheart Kong too.
Blackheart Kong. Okay.
Does Blackheart get outshined by Timebreaker outshine Blackheart?
I feel like Timebreaker outshines Blackheart for more.
It is just crazy
variety, more different uses that you can have for Timebreaker. He just slots into more teams. He can be. He's just way cheaper. I think so.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Kong.
But I also think Kong is just Kong is Kong. I think
he's like
you're crazy not to choose Kong as like instant like it's on the winning build. Yeah, it's probably gonna be running Kong.
Number 2, realistically, I think you could say Timebreaker Bystander.
Oh yeah,
MOE.
That's actually a good point.
Because so many people play MOE with Blackheart to get the shield bonus to be able to place Kong 8, and the fact that it's like neither of these require range. I think depending on the direction you're going, if you have the Timebreaker Bystander, you're probably playing that over Kong to keep theme. If you don't, you're probably playing Blackheart. So it's a combo of one of the 2. But to give an answer of what I want to be on the winning team, a figure I've been seeing popping up more, got 2nd place at Origins. It's been doing well at some like the Clix Mania event that Ryan Redmond hosted, along with like the Generation Clix, is Arachnite. Arachnite with the trick arrows is sick. For people who don't know how this functions, when Arachnite uses his like charge flurry, which he picks, he gets to charge, make the attack, then he gets to trigger a trick arrow. He then gets to roll, which is not an after resolution effect, so he gets to do this in the middle of his flurry. He gets to roll for his I don't need help, I need targets.
Yep.
If he hits that, he gets to place. He gets to attack again, gets to trick arrow again, and then he gets to finish his flurry and trick arrow again.
Oh.
So this guy gets to drop 3 arrows.
All 3 of your trick arrows.
Teleport on the map and make a string of attacks.
That's so...
Oh, that's
Yikes,
so dirty.
That's so nuts.
That's so cool. That's the best use of Arachnite we've seen. So I love that. So personally, I want Arachnite to win because I love that. He's about to leave the modern rotation. I want him to get his his true moment.
That would be really cool.
So there's one, and then a figure that it's weird. I wouldn't say it's fallen out of favor, but still hasn't done as well as I think people thought it would. Like hasn't won anything yet, and that's the 1x2 Ghost Rider. The King of Hell.
Oh yeah,
the Protect Your Powers Ghost Rider.
It's kind of weird. He's been one of those things where it's like, oh man, how is he not meta relevant? And then he kind of is. Like he shows up. He's like in
second a lot.
He's in the pool of meta figures that like he's just not winning.
He doesn't win though.
Doesn't win. Yeah.
So I would like him to win because I also that's another figure I
don't know if a inherently defensive figure is going to win in the inherently aggressive nature that is U.S. Nationals though.
Yeah.
Don't know if it can.
It's not a very good pick. Arachnite is crazy offensive.
He is crazy offensive.
If it's not Ghost Rider, honestly, probably above Ghost Rider. I mean, come on. The stunt master.
I thought I knew you were going to say Daredevil. Okay.
We got to see Daredevil get the big W.
Okay, yeah.
He won silver. He was on Lucas's silver winning build.
Oh, right.
In Huntington's, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't really count. He wasn't
really a modern event.
Wasn't really wasn't really a thought. Like he was more just like he was like there.
Yeah.
But he wasn't really like the main focus of the team.
He wasn't there to stunt.
He wasn't there to stunt.
He was there to help others stunt.
Others stunt.
Which is fine. But...
Sometimes you have to help others stunt before you can stunt. you know? Oh, jeez.
So yeah, Arachnite, that's like my number one want. I want him to win Nationals. I think that'd be so cool.
My number one want? Not who I think would win. It's probably Pegasus Captain America.
That's also be great.
That's probably who I'd really like to see win. Mm-hmm. One of those things where he kind of like
another
slots.
Another figure who like skirts the outside.
Skirts the outside but doesn't win. Yeah, It's kind of weird. Luke asks, so are we retconning? This is going to make no sense for people that don't know what Extreme Rules is, but we're going to read through all of it. If you don't know what Extreme Rules is, look it up on our YouTube channel, I guess. So are we just going to retcon the Billion Clix Bruce? Are we recasting him? Will Harrison Ford show up to Calder saying, Bruce, you look different? As he replies, they said lose the hair and beard or lose the kingdom. Or will we just pretend that this was a ghastly gear? What is next for the Ranchiverse? Which, by the way, Luke, it is the Rowdyverse. It was never the Ranchiverse. I believe we settled on Rowdyverse for the Extreme Rules universe. The Extreme Rules universe, as much as I love those characters and how Extreme Rules was like one of my favorite projects Simi and I ever worked on, it's over. It been over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just it's kind of the
short
way it's
answer,
been.
but
It's
yeah,
it's a short answer.
kind of
It's a
over.
sad answer. It was, again, one of my favorite creative projects. It was also like a version of the project that people have seen little parts of, is also what introduced like Ian to the team, which is really cool. So I'm really thankful for like what Extreme Rules and what like the Rowdy Ranch Hand, the Billy and Clix Bruce, like who they are as characters. They've always been just like really fun characters to play as. They saw a very, very small resurgence last year in a few skits where the Rowdy Ranch Hand beats up Spider Luke, where Billy and Clix Bruce is plotting to take over the world.
Yeah.
I think that's probably just what he's doing.
Other
multiverses.
Masters of Simeon.
Yeah. So they appeared in some really fun sketches, but you know that those characters are just, for the most part, they're retired, and that's kind of a beautiful thing when a character exists in a finite point. I guess it's not that deep. It's a YouTube video, but these were really cool, important characters for Simeon and I.
Dial H, though.
They really were.
It's I mean, yeah, a lot of why I'm here is that, in a lot of ways, because that's what kind of drew me to it. I was like, Calder and I were on a road trip to, was it Indiana, whatever that military base tournament was. Back when Punisher War Machine was just stomping every event.
He was a monster.
Holy.
Ugh.
With double 1776. What a time to be alive. But we spent a lot of time in the car ride, and I remember just thinking, it's like, oh wow, this guy likes to do dumb stuff, and he's into Heroclix. I gotta get in. And then I was on the podcast a few weeks later talking, Heroclix financials.
We were talking about the Heroclix financials, yeah. What'll be an expensive piece, all that stuff. It's really cool.
That was the first time we ever saw an equipment on a Prime figure, and yeah, there's a lot of wild stuff to call, but I remember typing up a bunch of notes for it and being like, okay, this is like what I know. It's funny, there's a handful of people who will message me for advice, like, what should I sell this for? Even like to this day, which I love
funny.
that. That rocks.
Yeah.
Seriously, really enjoy that. So yeah, it's, although I wasn't like involved in like that iteration of it, yeah, no, it's definitely got a special place in the Dial H universe.
The Dial H universe, the Rowdyverse, the Extreme universe has a special place in the Dial H universe.
In reality,
which is also just life. I guess. The belt hangs in the living room. The belt's above the archway. The belt, it really is. Mm-hmm. It's incredible. And then our last question comes from his own Bill. Now that we've seen a good chunk of Masters of Time, what figure do each of you want to put on a competitive team and a casual team? Okay, Ian, so competitive first.
We know. 3, 2, 1, Reverse Flash.
Oh.
Wow.
I wasn't even gonna say it because in my brain I was going, I just kind of want to play Super Sore. But you are so right. It is Reverse Flash. Yeah. Wow. That was.
That's the one we've talked about the most.
We've talked about him constantly.
And that, I honestly want to hear from you guys. Write us in, respond to us, shoot us a message. Do you guys main force Reverse Flash or do you sideline him? The more I've thought about it, the more I honestly want to main force
I think you main force him.
His stats are crazy. I mean, it's so easy to modify stats. We've talked about that enough. Hypersonic Flurry, ignore characters with Shape Change, Super Senses, Prob, Hyper Time. What are you doing against
this guy?
Good. 40 points, I don't care if he's a Prime. That's half of
He's
Prime.
A precision
Spider-Man.
strike piece. I mean, just give him Bucky's arm. Let him go to town.
Let him rip.
13 for 4. Hypersonic speed. Cross the map.
Of Spider-Man Primes. Cost.
Yeah.
And I feel like defensively he's not as capable.
No.
But pretty dang capable.
Pretty solid.
In the era of Scott Porter still, it's going to end soon. But being able to re-roll Hyper Time, I'm considering that. Why not?
1 or 2?
Yeah. I mean, It's the same odds as Super Senses.
I guess so. I guess that's true.
Next to me, what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know how annoying that is? For 40
that is
points,
tough.
dude,
That's
this
really
guy
tough.
is not even a sixth of your build.
Yeah.
So competitively,
Yes, he really is the number one. Him and he really is. Him and Caveman Flash. He's
second.
A close number 2.
Mm-hmm. But Reverse Flash is definitely where I'm like, oh yeah. And then the teams where it's like, oh, I don't have a Prime. Yeah, I'm putting him over Absorbing Man.
Sorry, 100%. Yeah, sorry.
On the bench. And then casually, it's got to be, as of right now, the shifting focus Batman.
Sure.
Do I think there's a chance for them to shine competitively? Maybe. The fact that they have to switch at the beginning of the turn that makes me
that's really tough.
It just it lowers their potential so much. So casually, I have to say Batman. I mean, I'm going to play that Batman so much, so that's my answer.
That's fair. Casually, it's the Jurassic League. Besides Super Sore, they've been just kind of fun, casual pieces. So I'm excited to play like Batwalker, Wonder Dawn, Super Sore. I'm excited to see what apparently Green Torch, Aquanix do. I think Flash Raptor is really fun. He's probably like higher end casual for sure. He does a lot, but I'm just excited to like put them all on a team, 50 points each, whatever. Super Sore team up, let them one go up to 100 and be like, yep, this is the team. They're just big old dinosaurs and just have some fun. They're definitely like my favorite thing to look forward to in this set.
I think the Flash Raptor has some potential legs to stand on.
I think him and Super Sore have legs to stand on. Like Super Sore just makes 3 attacks.
Super Sore,
it's not something to.
The pulp out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You can't discount him.
All right. Any final words before we go? That was all of our listener questions. We'll see you guys. See you at Gen Con. And for those who aren't going to see at Gen Con, you'll be able to see it at Dial H for Heroclix on YouTube. And we'll be having all sorts of cool videos to be uploaded, some gameplay. We're going to try to get some player interviews. We're going to have a great time. You're going to pretty much almost feel like you're at Gen Con.
Oh, yeah.
Without standing in line.
I also had a listener question come in last night.
Oh,
and
nice.
I didn't tell you about it because I thought it'd be funnier to get your reaction on the show.
No, I'm scared.
So Manny Kinks messaged me, hey, man, do you
I'm
guys
really
have
scared.
any catchphrases at Dial H? And I had to think for a second. I was so tired last night.
Do we have any catchphrases?
Yeah, and so I went, well, Calder says happy trails at the end of each podcast. And he goes, I listened to last week and I could have sworn I heard a catchy hook. And I was like, I don't know what it would be. I was like, we do reads for cool stuff in shop.wizkids. And then like 30 minutes later, I was like laying down and I literally like woke up, picked up my phone. I was like, I'm so dumb. It's howdy, let's get
howdy, let's get rowdy. Okay, yeah.
And I was just like, dude, I don't even know. I was like, so I said, wow, I don't even know my own show.
That's funny.
So there's a listener question that got answered in my just tired.
Wow, that's real. That's really, really, really funny. No, yeah, we've catchphrases. I mean, yeah, howdy, let's get rowdy, happy trails. They've been Dial H staples. I mean, I guess they've been mine. I could have sworn there
was a hook, and I was just like, no, I don't think so.
No,
not that I can think.
No, I think it's just, hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Starting the show. Hey, I'm Ian. How's it hanging? It's not anything like you. There's a catchphrase. Hello.
Yeah.
No, there's like a few more. There's like John Walker Cap says, "I'm your Captain America" a lot. He hammers that home.
Really a catchphrase on.
I guess not really, but like the characters, like in the pitch meetings, I say like "wow, wow, wow" a lot, which are just like
there
catch.
You go. That's a
like that's kind of a catchphrase. Yeah, maybe there's. I feel like there's more though. I feel like we definitely repeat.
The fact that I didn't get the howdy,
that is kind of wild. You'll get there though, Ian. You'll get there.
I think it was just literally being like, because I passed out probably.
It's just too late.
At like 11 last night, and woke up and was literally just like, I have to let him know there's a catchphrase. It's like actually what happened. It was on my nightstand, and I was like, I'm dumb.
No, wait, I know, I know. I imagine you like how the Undertaker wakes up. You just you sit straight up in bed.
Because I remember it's like when you have that surge of just like, wow, I'm an idiot. It
just pops. Yeah,
you're just like, bang, okay, let's stop being dumb.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then, yes.
Wow, shout out Manny for the great
Manny,
question.
For reminding me of I guess how much I've forgotten.
Oh gosh, that is so funny. But all right, that's going to bring a close to our show. We'll see you guys at Gen Con next week. I am very excited. Ian, anything you want to say before we close out?
I'm really excited to get to Indy. Not excited for the whole travel side of things, but
yep.
never really am.
No.
So that's okay. But being in Indy is going to be a great time. I can't wait to hang out with all of you guys, catch up with all the WizKids folks. So if you guys are listening, we'll bother you.
Oh, we're going to bother you. We're going to bother you a lot. We've got your number. We'll bother you. Trust me.
Yeah. So, I'm just excited, man. We're a week away.
Right on. Well, now is a great time to remind the listener that Dial H for Heroclix is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock every day, including all the latest Heroclix singles and sealed products. Make sure you check them out at CoolStuffInc.com. And if you want some Heroclix straight from the source, maybe you want to get some of those cool, internet store online exclusives, you can go to shop.wizkids.com to get them there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dial H for Heroclix, your source for podcasts, YouTube videos, unboxings, and so much more. Like always, Happy trails.
So if you're looking for emotional satisfaction, my advice to you is seek professional
Heroclix.
help.
I'm here to take back what's mine. You may try, but you know how we set things here.
Instant deadpan humor.
Over 6 people think I am funny.
I'm your Captain America.
That was just you in a costume.
You absolute fools.
Simi will be on that guy. That's cool because it's expensive.
I'm gonna make Heroclix like that forever.
Are you kidding?
Wow, wow, wow.